24 on the night. 6-point game, but this is where the game's going to be won. If the Thunder can get some defensive stops. Jackson over to the corner. That three got blocked, and Adams tips it over to Chris Paul. Can he send it up? SGA runs into Snell, and that leaner with the left hand just a little bit short. Jackson, back iron no good. And the long rebound, Karam's out to Steven Adams, and the Thunder can run a little clock.
Oh, that's right. This is where you come in from recess. You just got that slow walk, run a little time off that clock.
Oh, what a move by Paul to shed Galloway. And in the mid-range, another clutch shot for Chris Paul. A theme of this 2020 season, as Chris Paul's been the closer for the Thunder all season long. 91 seconds away from putting it away.
Really helping out tonight. Got Gallo.
So after Detroit trimmed it down to 4, Thunder with the last 4. And have to go. See what Detroit does here on the offensive end. Green shots is the problem at times. As Snell had an easy lane to the rim, missed the initial dunk, but the putback good by Maker. Pressure by Jackson on SGA. As he's trying to harass the ball handler, and the Thunder have no problem with that.
That's not the foul you want to do right now in Detroit. You let too much time run off the clock. If you're going to make that foul, make it a lot sooner. Jackson pressuring Shea. At
that point, just play defense through the possession.
Yeah, because you got plenty of time here. But that game just got shorter now with a $1:12 to go.
But you got to convert at the line. Third miss at the free throw line tonight by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. So one more coming up. Almost an 82% free throw shooter. SGA leading score for the Thunder on the night now with 21.
And if you're the Thunder, you still got to play defense. You're not playing Matador defense. You want to try to make them use as much time off that clock as possible.
Clearly Detroit playing with some urgency, getting the ball up quickly, needing a quick shot. Paul punched that one out of bounds. So 17 on the timer. Someone for Detroit's going to have to take the ball out.
And it's well past closing time. If you're the Thunder, just play good defense without fouling.
Jackson wants to get it back from Maker. Thunder continue to pressure the basketball. Jackson, with that speed, got to the rim, and Adams came over to try to block that shot. No good. It's a 5-point game with under a minute to go. Paul got double teamed, and instead of trying to pass out of it, he wisely calls a timeout, which the Thunder have. 1 remaining, and with 14 seconds left on the shot clock, Billy Donovan will try to draw something up for this Thunder offense. He returned from initially, as the Thunder with 14 seconds on the timer, coming out of the timeout. You see the trap there from Detroit, trying to get the ball out of the hands of Schroeder. Now 5, under 5. Paul steps into the 3, way off, missed it wide right.
And you use all that clock though. That's one good thing right there. Detroit's under a lot of pressure now to try to score quickly.
Detroit can make it a 1-possession game. Jackson outside the Maker. Pass over to the corner, and Snell put it up, and off back iron, no good. And Paul will get fouled in transition.
That's going to be close to a clear path. I thought Shea was sprinting ahead.
Well, Detroit got the 3 that I think that they wanted. The pass got deflected, so give credit to CP. That was not a clean pass over to Snell in the corner, and that disrupted the timing of Snell getting off a clean look. So those active hands from Chris Paul again, blowing up a possible offensive possession for Detroit, as the official going to go over the monitor to see if it was a clear path foul, which would essentially put this game away if it is called. You see Chris Paul there. Well, he was.
It's pretty close, but it looks like Shea may have been slightly behind Paul. But that's just that angle.
Common foul. So it'll be Paul at the free throw line. Thunder can put this game away essentially. Give credit to Detroit tonight. As this Pistons team on multiple occasions in the second half could have easily laid down. That did not happen.
Well, one big key I thought was keeping Detroit's three-point percentage low. And even though they shot 38, you hold them to 28%. And this is a team that shoots it at a pretty high clip throughout the season. And Andre Drummond is not a part of that, even though he was traded recently. He's not a three-point shooter. You still have to deal with that.
The Detroit team without Blake Griffin, no Derrick Rose tonight, no Luke Kennard. And Paul's 2 free throws push it up to 7. On its way to racking up another win, which would be the 4th consecutive. Got to play defense here on this final possession. Snell will be the inbounder. Schroeder tried to intercept that pass. Jackson has the step, got to the rim, and throws it down with a one-handed hammer. Ball inbounded to Paul. He's double teamed, and we get a whistle on a foul with 6.1 in what is a 5-point game. So this one pretty much academic at this point. And for the 2nd consecutive game, Michael, not necessarily the easiest route to a victory for this Thunder team, but in the end, it's going to be a W.
Well, and you're right. And you're going through you went through a part of the schedule where it's sub 500 teams. You went through a part of the schedule where it was plus 500 teams, and you did pretty well in January, 12-5. And you go 2-0 against sub 500. You know you got Boston waiting Sunday afternoon. You had to take care of business here on Friday night, and you do just that.
Boston's going to be a fun matchup. Well coached. Brad Stevens, one of the best coaches in the NBA. Kemba Walker, who of course came over from Charlotte. And as you said, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, some excellent young talented players.
All 3 of those guys average over 20 points a game.
Yep. So we've seen this Thunder team notch some big wins on the season. Sunday's setting up to be a fun one. Thunder will be riding a 4-game winning streak thanks to the victory here tonight over the Detroit Pistons, taking the first of 2 of these 2 squads. They will have the rematch in March up in Detroit.